Hey there everyone, Hitesh here, back again with another video, and before we even move in the video forward, hit that subscribe button. Yes, I know it's really too early, but I always forget that and you guys don't do it without saying it. So hit that subscribe button and now let's move forward into the video. So this video is all about writing fancy code. Is it like really necessary or you can absolutely avoid it? What I have noticed is when people get started into their programming journey and they have done one or two good projects from whatever the course you are going through, now this is kind of a mentality that, hey, I want to put my code into the production. I want to see that how things happen into a large scale product-based companies. And yes, there are certain things which are good practices being followed up in those companies, but it's not like it is drastically different from the code that you are existingly learning, at least from my courses. I cannot vouch for other ones, but it's not really that much of a big deal. But still, people are always in confusion that, hey, probably these senior coders are writing something very extraordinary, short, crisp, and some tricks that are making their code much more amazing so that it can go into production. This is not like it. The code in the production definitely follows some of the best practices and always take care about some of the memory leaks or maybe some of the edge cases. That always is there, but it's not like there's going to be some extraordinary magical trick. It's same loop, same function, same variables that you're declaring in your basic application. These basic application with good practices becomes the production level code. Okay, absolutely fine, Hitesh, but what is this video all about? This video is about writing some of the fancy code, which people are opting quite a lot these days, but this is not a good practice. And let me show you what I'm talking about. So these days, there are a lot of Instagram reels and short videos on YouTube which are capturing your attention. And guilty as charged, I'm making a lot of them as well. These are very fun to make. But in those some of the reels, there are some people who are just getting started and trying to grab your attention. And they are trying to give you some of the tricks that you should use in JavaScript or Python or other these languages, and are asking you that, hey, you can actually avoid this long, lengthy code. And actually, you can use these shorter tricks and they're going to be working absolutely amazing and fine. But there might be some caveats for these shorter and smaller tricks of the codes. Now, first and foremost, very important thing. Just because somebody is telling you that this is a trick that you can use doesn't mean it's a good code, doesn't mean it's an optimized code, and definitely doesn't mean that this code should go in the production or they are taking this code from the production. During the code review process, somebody might ask you that why you have used this approach. Why haven't you used the lengthy version of the code, which is much more easily readable by other programmers as well, and probably much more optimized. Just because you're using more lines of code doesn't mean it's a rudimentary code. It is absolutely a perfect and amazing code. Now, I totally understand that this can be a little bit difficult to understand with just the words I'm telling you. So let me go ahead and give you an example on my computer screen. So let's just say this is your JavaScript file and you are just importing your import statement. That is fine, all we got. Now, what next challenge in front of us is that user is giving us a hero name, a superhero obviously name, and we are having these names stored somewhere in our database or something, and we want to respond the user that what's the actual name of this superhero. So how we're going to write this code? So let's just say we go ahead and take this input as hero. So whatever the hero input comes in, that's fine. Let's go with that. And now obviously I want to use a simple if and else condition. So whatever the hero name user has given me, obviously you'll be using something like dot lowercase or not, use that or not. It's totally up to you. But let's just say you are comparing it with Batman. If somebody is writing you Batman, you want to simply return the original name of the Batman. So we're going to say, hey, we are returning Bruce. Similarly like that, we're going to go ahead and say else if. And in the else if, again, let's just say hero comes in. We go ahead again to the to lowercase, something like that. And you go ahead and say if Iron Man, I know I'm mixing DC and other universe as well, but it's fine. So let's just say Iron Man comes in. So what do you want to return in this case? You simply want to go ahead and say, hey, I'll return Tony Stark, something like that. Now this code, this approach, absolutely fine. There is nothing in this one. You don't need to be extra fancy in that. Optionally, what you can do is you can go ahead and use a switch case statement. So let me go ahead and use that switch case statement just like that. And here you can actually go ahead and compare all the cases in this. So what we're going to do is we're going to simply go ahead and say hero. And of course, you want to convert into lowercase. Maybe for some reason you can go ahead and do that. And we can match for all these cases. So let's just say in this case, we are going to go ahead and match that if the case is for Batman, then we are going to go ahead and say return. And let's go ahead and return Bruce. Obviously, in this case, the break statement doesn't make any sense because we are already returning, but you get the point. You get the idea. And in this one, I'm going to go ahead and say Iron Man. And here we returns Tony. Now, at this point, you might be asking, hey Desh, this is perfectly fine approach. What do you want to say in this video? Let me show you one more piece of code which is floating around a lot, and I've seen this recently in one of the code review that I was doing in a pull request, and this is not what you should be doing. So what I saw in a very similar situation is something like this. So somebody says, hey, instead of doing that, let's go ahead and call it up as heroes. And this heroes is going to be an object. Now what I can do is I can define key value pairs. So for example, the Batman is the key and the pair is going to be something like Bruce. And similarly, we are going to have another key, which is going to be Iron Man. And the key is going to be simply Tony. Absolutely fine in that. And what we can do further down the road is we can just go ahead and have this one as, so whoever send us this, we can just go ahead and simply call it up as simply return, if I can write that. There we go. So return heroes and just pass on the keys for that. So whatever the hero that you are passing me, I'm going to go ahead and convert that to lowercase, and that's it. In case I don't have anything in the database, I can just go ahead and return not found in a DB or object, whatever you like to call it, and say. Now here comes the important part of all of this. Now this code looks absolutely pretty. This is so small. You have just created an object, you have returned this. This looks fancy as well. And some people might be thinking, hey, this is like a production level code. No, not at all. This is not, like, it can be a good code, but not in this case. First and foremost, you could have done this in a more easier way by if and else or switch and case. This is more readable. I would love that. More readability for me down the line in the 6th month, or probably for somebody else who is working with me in the team. Also, this is more optimized for the memory. Now you have another object in the memory. Why would I need that for comparing just the cases? I can do that with the computational power, and I would not like to include some of the memory power up here. And we are talking about just 2-3 records here. Imagine an object with having like 500 records in that. You can work out with that. But again, the point is, just because you have seen that into an Instagram reel or something like that, make sure that you also decide that which one is a better approach. Shorter version is not always the greatest one. So that's all I wanted to say in this video. Hope this one has given you some of the brief and interesting idea about thinking, a bit of a more broader perspective that production code is nothing fancy, it's just the regular code written by regular people just like you and me. So make sure you hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and check out my Instagram as well. I'm posting some awesome reels as well. So let's catch up there, and again, subscribe that, and I'll catch you up in the next video.
I'm focused. I've been watching for the omens. I've been listening to everything you said. It's been running through my head, locked and loaded. I got the feeling that you know it. Yeah, I've only just begun. I won't stop until it's done, till you broke.